What's up, guys? My name is Matt, and today you get to see my face. Probably wondering, like, what the fuck? Why is he showing a face? Why is there no Destiny content? And if you're just here for the guides, I'll have another guide for you guys tomorrow. So you guys can click off, do your thing. Or if you're curious as to why I'm talking to you today, hang out for a bit. Hear me out. This is strange for me, and I'm just going to be straightforward right away. I set up a Patreon. But before I go into what Patreon is, if you already know what it is and you don't like that sort of thing, just go watch the guide video tomorrow. Don't unsub or anything like that. This is personally just a way of me asking something from you guys. But before I go into what Patreon is and what this whole, like, why you see me and all that shit right now, I wanted to give you a little backstory as to my goals and how I've done YouTube for the last 7 years. Yeah, like 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. I've done it on just this channel. I've had multiple channels. I've been a Twitch streamer. I've done a lot of things. A lot. I initially started out doing Call of Duty, just gameplays and montages when I was like 17. No commentaries, just gameplay. That channel got like 70 subs and it just kind of died out. Wasn't enjoying it. Later on, Modern Warfare 2 came out. I think I was like 18, 19 at the time. Don't remember. And boosters were a problem in free-for-all. And I already had the recording equipment from my previous YouTube channel. So I was like, booster hunting would be fun. Let's fuck with boosters. That's what I did for a long time. I ended up getting like 400, 500 subs on that channel. And I had a buddy that was helping me with it. He was also doing it. We were kind of like tied together. And one day we decided that we didn't want to do it anymore. Or at least he didn't. And he deleted the channel. I could have rebranded it, changed everything on it, done something different. And I lost out on a channel that had like 400, 500 subs. It's kind of defeated, but I didn't really quit because I've always wanted to be a YouTube content creator. Always. That's always been. I love video games. I love video games all my life. I had N64. I played the crap out of Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 and Super Smash Brothers and Donkey Kong 64. Beetle Adventure Racing, Diddy Kong Racing, all those games. That's what games I grew up on. I liked RPGs and occasionally racing, and I eventually got into first-person shooters, but that's besides the point. I love video games, and at the time of making these channels, it being a full-time job was just a dream. I was just a kid that, well, I shouldn't say kid, I was 17, but I was just a kid that liked playing video games and, of course, had that aspiration, like, wouldn't it be great if you could do this as a job? But it wasn't an option back then, so closing the channel really wasn't a big deal. Shortly after that, I got into streaming, and I played Diablo. I had a decent stream, but put probably 1,500 hours. I streamed every day for months on that channel. P6 Crusader. I think it still has like 1,000 followers on it. And around that time that I stopped streaming, my mother left my father and they started their divorce. And I did ask then to get for donations, and it was humbling at the time because my supporters ended up giving me like $500, $600 one night just to help my mother out. But things got rough with the divorce and my mom not really having a house or anything like that, and me not really having a house, and we had really no place to go. So streaming stopped. Eventually, we got settled in with my grandma, and that's where we lived. That's where I still live, in my grandma's house. And I made another channel, iCapsy. And I did Call of Duty funny moments, GTA 5 funny moments, some Gmod, a lot of funny moments, and I got bored of it. It just wasn't doing it. It was taking up a lot of time, and I had a full-time job. If you don't know, and it is still my current job. And that full-time job was a manager at a Culver's. And if you can't tell, if you think I don't like my job, I'm wearing their freaking hoodie right now. Actually, kind of ripped. I'm looking at the reflection, so. But yeah, kind of ripped. Oh well. Anyways, I do enjoy my job. I love it a lot. And I'm a manager. I'm a salary manager, and I work 45 hours a week, and I still work 45 hours a week. Sometimes I work 50, 55 hours a week, and I still bring daily Destiny content to you guys. But to backtrack a little back to what I was talking about, I couldn't do the YouTube channel. I just didn't have the motivation. So I quit iCapsy, and I went back to streaming about 8 months ago, back in April-ish. I think it was April. Went back to streaming, and that's where the Cultists of Scorpiotox started. That's where you see this logo. That's where all these logos came from. That's where Cost Gaming is. That's what Cost Twitch is, my gamertag. All of it has to do with that stream. There's a huge backstory as to what Scorpiotox is, but that's not why I'm here. Some point during the stream, a viewer, and I think he's a subscriber right now, and I think he occasionally watches my videos, and I'll specifically name him Goon Underdog. Goon told me right before Destiny comes out, he goes, hey, you should really get Destiny. And I was like, meh, whatever. I might get it. And I picked it up. I stopped streaming for a couple days, and after 3 days, I had already fallen in love with the game. And I made my first video on this channel for Destiny. And it's been mind-blowing. Now, a lot of people look at 840 subs and think, 840 subs. There's people with 40 million. There's people with 10 million. There's people with 5, 1, 100,000. I don't have that. I know I don't. But I can get there. It's just going to take a lot of effort on my part. And as I said, regardless of whatever happens with this video and this Patreon thing, I'm still going to make daily Destiny content. But I want to talk about Patreon a little bit. Now, what Patreon is, it's kind of like Kickstarter. If you know what Kickstarter is a mass funding for a project that takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and people pledge money to it, and they have a goal. They have a set amount, and once that goal is reached, anything extra is added to the campaign, and it goes directly into that campaign, and people make games and start companies and all this craziness with Kickstarter. Patreon's kind of like that. But Patreon is kind of like subscribing on Twitch. You set the amount. You tell me how much you want to pay, whether it be $1, $3, $5, $25, $50, $100, any amount per month. You can cancel it any time. You can set a limit to stay in your budget. But making videos like this takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's really expensive. The mic that I'm talking into right now cost me $100. This pop filter was $20. The stand was $70. This web camera was $100. My Xbox One over here, my 360, that's another $1,000 when I purchased them. My computer is $2,600. I have a monitor there, I have a monitor right there, and I have a monitor right there. All of it expensive. And I bought it all to do YouTube the best I possibly could. And I want to improve it more. Shit, the green screen that you guys don't see that I'm touching right now, this thing that I can, you hear, but you don't really see, that was $100. YouTube is not cheap. And with my mother's divorce finalized and all these things, I need to help her out. And I want to keep making YouTube content, and I'm going to. Because I do get a little bit of money from my partnership. And it's really strange for me to ever ask. I'm always a giver. I always have given. I had a friend recently that I gave $200 to because she needed it. I gave my mother $500 for Christmas. And didn't get anything back. And I don't want this to be a pity party. I just want it to be a simple, if you want to help, if you want to be a Patreon, do it. If not, I'll see you tomorrow in the guide video that you all subscribe for, the daily Destiny content. And I'll continue to make that regardless of how this goes. But the link to the Patreon is in the description and will always be in the description if you change your mind and initially you didn't want to do it, but you want to do it now, and you're watching this video in a month, come back to this video. Links in the description. I haven't set up dollar amounts yet. I'm doing this video on the fly right now. I don't even know what because there's different levels of patrons. You can be like the $1 patrons get this, and the 3 and the 5 and the 25 and whatever. I don't have those set up yet. And if you're into this thing and you're planning on doing it, tell me what you think is feasible for $1 a month, for $5 a month. And if you're one of those people out there that is very well to do, what you think $100 a month is. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with this. This is the last time I'm going to mention it, unless someone mentions it again. If they ask me about it in the comment section, of course I'm going to mention it. If I get enough questions about it, I'll do another video on it. But this is the only time I'm going to mention it. If you guys want to do it, links in the description. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow, like I always say. I'm going to continue to make Destiny content regardless of how this goes. If you guys do, I appreciate it with everything. To give you guys perspective and what I don't ever expect to reach with this, of what kind of money I would need to do this as a full-time, and having 800 subscribers, I don't see it happening. But the internet has surprised me before. Shit's going crazy. But to give you guys perspective, I currently make just over, let's say over $1,000 a month. I make quite a bit more than that, but it's not over $2,000 a month. And like I said, I never expect that to be reached in the pledges, in the patrons. But anything helps. If you want to donate $1 a month, it'd be great. If you want to do 5 a month, I'd appreciate it. Any amount. I'll set up some tiers. And if you guys like this sort of thing, let me know in the description or in the comment section. God, I did not plan this out at all whatsoever. I'm just talking. If you guys do decide to be a patron, thank you. Thank you. And if you don't, you just like my daily Destiny content, every single one of you people, I say you people like it's a derogatory term, every single one of my fans, my subs, you've blown my mind in the last 3 months. 840 subs in 3 months. I've never achieved that on a channel. Ever. That amount, 100,000 views. It's insanity. My other channel that has 833 right now, I think it peaked at like 844 at one point, has 25,000 views, and that took me a year and a half. It's been 2 years, technically, since that channel actually was created. It only has 25,000 views, and I've gotten 100,000 on this channel with the same amount of subscribers, and I grow, and I can refresh every single day, numerous times a day, and see new subs. And the comments you guys leave, they're absolutely amazing. I'm going to keep doing Destiny content. Thank you for subbing. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. And for those of you that do decide to be patrons, thank you. And as always, my name is Matt, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.